Hey guys, how are you? It's Dr. May. I want to share some information today about loving kindness meditation because it's a really helpful meditation. Brings a little more love in our life in a positive way. And there's actually some really good mental health and physical benefits from doing it. Okay, so I hope you'll like this one and that you'll give it a try at some point yourself. Almost. There we go. All right. So loving kindness meditation. All right. So you could add this to your mindfulness toolbox if you'd like to. Okay. So let's define it first. All right. So what is loving kindness? So we've heard these words before, maybe not always together, but the word loving kindness is actually translated from Pali, the language Pali, and it means, when their word is metta or metta. You know, my New York accent, I kind of make the T's into a D, but it's metta meditation. And basically it means like care, friendliness, goodwill, benevolence, things like that. Okay, so it's kind of like we're going to bring up these feelings within ourselves and then apply them to ourselves and others. Okay, so that's basically where this comes from. All right, so it's kind of a Buddhist type of meditation, but the theme of love comes in a lot of different spiritual modalities. Okay, so it's not just invented by Buddhism. Okay, all right, so because this is related to mindfulness, got to do a quick review of what mindfulness is. Okay, so what is mindfulness? Basic definition: it's fully awake and embodied awareness, right? So we're tuning in with our eyes wide open, paying attention to our body, right, in our experience. Fully awake and embodied awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, right? So it's about being in the moment, focusing, paying attention, things like that. Okay, one modeled from Dan Siegel that I like to use. He calls the 3 pillars of mind, and these are 3 main components of mindfulness that we often see. So one is focused attention. So it's kind of like putting our mind in one place at a time, kind of like one mindfully, as they would say in DBT. Or open awareness. So sometimes after our mind is quiet and steady, focusing on that one thing, such as our breath, we could relax it by opening it up and allowing whatever it is that comes into our awareness to be part of what we're mindful of. Okay. And then the 3rd pillar, which is a big focus today, is kind intention. Okay. So loving kindness meditation really does capitalize a lot on the kind intention. Okay. So that's more of the highlight today. Okay. So there's some basic steps for doing loving kindness meditation. And you could start with some of them or one of them and, eventually kind of branch it out. Okay. But the first thing you always need to do is to kind of stir up feelings of love. Okay. So you could start your meditation or mindfulness practice however you normally would. So let's say just sitting quietly, following your breath, settling into the moment. Okay. And once you feel like you're kind of arriving into the present moment, try to bring up feelings of love. Okay. So one thing that might help is to remember an experience where you felt loved, or, remember feelings of love you have for somebody, but in a general way, without really attaching it to anybody or anything. Just try to get that feeling of love going. Just kind of bathe in that feeling of love, fully experience it in your body, right? Notice what those sensations are. Maybe it's a certain warmth in your chest and your heart center, perhaps, okay? But, just whatever it is you feel, just feel it, okay? So that's step 1. So stay with that for a little while. Make sure, you're really getting into it. So the first thing you do is you start with yourself, okay? So what you do in loving kindness is you offer yourself some basic wishes, okay? And the example I have here is just one example, but you could certainly do variations on this. If you look on the internet, you could also find other, phrases you could use, but you can make up your own too. But these are some basic ones that I'm just going to use today for the case of simplicity, all right? So you could even put your hands on your heart if it helps you kind of focus on tuning into yourself with love, all right? So you could say things to yourself like, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I live with ease, okay? And all you do is focus on that feeling of love, direct it toward yourself, and wish yourself these things. And it's almost like a mantra. So you say this to yourself a number of times. Just keep that wish going, keep that feeling going, keep your thoughts in that positive direction, okay? So you really allow yourself to soak it in, okay? Picture it like water being soaked up by a sponge. or syrup being soaked up by a pancake. You're just going to try to soak in the good, loving feelings that you are offering to yourself. So in a way, you're almost being like the good parent offering yourself the love, right? So you're giving and taking within yourself, okay? So a variation on this, if you've been watching any of my other videos, I'm kind of into parts of self, right? And a lot of other clinicians are as well. So we have different aspects of ourself, different emotions, different sub-personalities, so to speak. So we could offer loving kindness to different parts of ourself, okay? So maybe some parts are struggling and they could really use it, right? So here's some examples. Like, let's say there's an insecure part of myself that could use these wishes for loving kindness, or an angry part, or an ashamed part, or an empty part, or a needy part, right? So there's all different parts. And if you really want to do a variation, you could pick one part at a time and offer those same phrases of loving kindness. So start from yourself as your wise mind, higher self, your kind parent self, however you want to imagine it, offering the struggling parts loving kindness. Okay, so to those parts, you would say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Right? So imagine how those wishes could help to heal and transform those different struggling parts of yourself. Right? So it's kind of like a very soothing balm that you could offer the struggling parts, okay, as part of the way you can help them. All right. All right. So step 3. All right. More traditionally, this is the next step. So you conjured up those feelings of love. You're offering them to yourself. Now you're extending the circle a little broader. So you're going to imagine yourself wishing those loving kindness wishes to people that are easy to love, that you already love. So it could be your partner, someone in your family, your best friend, right? Someone in your inner circle that you really have love feelings toward, okay? So imagining those people or person, could be one person, say to yourself, wishing them, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease, okay? So hold that person in your heart as you're wishing this for them, okay? And really feel the intention to offer this to those people, okay? Step 4, all right? So we're branching out a little bit more. So now we're gonna practice offering loving kindness to neutral people, quote unquote neutral people. So this could be like maybe some store clerk you kind of see once in a while. Let's say every day you go and play the lotto or buy a newspaper or buy a cup of coffee. And it's the same clerk you kind of see every day. Don't know the person that well, but you know, it's a kind of like a neutral person that's kind of in your life. So maybe you picture that person and wish them the loving kindness wishes. Or maybe it's somebody that you always see in the elevator at work. You don't even know their name, but you recognize them by sight, and they're kind of like just a neutral person, right? And you can practice offering them those wishes. And believe it or not, it's actually going to transform the way you feel about that person. So when you see them after doing these loving kindness practices, you might have a little soft spot for that person, you know, and kind of some tender feelings just because you engage in this loving kindness practice. It's pretty amazing, you know? So think about those people. And again, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Okay. Now, step 5, dun, dun, dun. Okay, so this is the harder level, all right, the hardest level probably. And if you're not ready to move up this far, you don't have to do it. Sometimes, you know, just stop it yourself or stop it yourself and your loved ones, okay? But if you're able to sustain that positive feeling, you could even try to branch it out to difficult people or quote unquote enemies, okay? So there might be people in your life that you have a pretty contentious relationship with. Maybe you had a falling out with a family member, or a boss you can't stand, or you know, a friend that betrayed you, or a ex-partner who betrayed you. And it's really hard to think of loving feelings toward them. Or it could even be like people from the opposite political party that you support. Maybe you really don't like their philosophies and what they're doing. Maybe it's somebody that, you know, is a criminal, or somebody that really hurt you very badly or traumatized you. Those are really hard ones. You don't have to force yourself to do this, okay? But if you get to the point where you're ready, you could offer them love and kindness, okay? And you might say, well, but they don't deserve that, okay? Well, here's the thing, right? Here's a way to twist it around. So what if your enemies, who are probably hurt people that are hurting you, actually had all the love and all the resources and all their needs taken care of? Maybe that would transform them and they wouldn't be so hurtful. Maybe they actually would turn into kind people if they got all that love, right? So what if your wishes in some way had some effect on them? Or you imagined it having some effect on them? Because this could be someone who already died, right? It could be a parent who abused you that's no longer on this earth. But it could change your relationship to that person just by doing this practice, okay? So something just to consider, okay? No pressure, just putting it out there. All right, and another thing they say is that we could imagine that one of the things that loving kindness does is to play upon our interconnection, right? That we have a sense of interconnection with other people and living beings, sentient beings, they say in Buddhism, right? So one of the things that we all have in common is that we all have some of these same wishes, loving kindness wishes. We all wish to be happy. We all wish to be at ease. We all wish to be free from suffering. So when we remember that we even have that in common with our enemies. You know, they want the same thing. You know, just like us, we might do stupid things to get those wishes met or needs met. We may not do it in a very effective way all the time, but beneath it all, we all wish for the same thing. So if we wish that those things for them and somehow heal them, maybe life would be a little better, okay? And also it helps us forgive a little bit and let go of some grudges by being willing to even do this. All right, so picture your enemies, and then may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Yikes, right? Okay, next. So we're casting the net even farther, right? So we could broaden it to be, I'm gonna spread loving kindness to the whole world, my whole country, every person on the planet, every person and animal and plant on the planet, or the whole damn universe. Let's just put it all in there. All the stars in the galaxy, all the beings in any galaxy in the world, right? We could make it ginormous, okay? So picturing things as big as you can. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. Bam. Okay? All right, so here's a variation. I got this from Sharon Salzberg, who's very big into loving kindness. She's a Buddhist meditation teacher, very good, very famous, has a book called Loving Kindness. She suggests another thing we could do, just in our everyday life, as we're walking through our day, walking down the street, walking down the hallway, whatever, as we see people, random people, just picture yourself offering them loving kindness wishes. So as you see somebody in the street, say those 4 phrases, and just kind of wish them well. Marianne Williamson, who does things with A Course in Miracles, says her not loving kindness practice, she doesn't call it that, but she wishes people love before she enters the room. So whoever's in the room she's about to enter, she sends loving wishes to them. And she says it actually changes the way she feels when she walks in the room. And she gives off a different vibe. And then they give her a better vibe. Okay? So that's another thing to think about too. And it could just kind of be a habit of mind as you're walking down. So may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. All right, to all those folks walking down the street there. Okay, so to give you some incentive to try this, okay, I'm gonna talk about some real benefits. So this has been studied, okay? So practicing love and kindness meditation actually helps you decrease migraines and chronic pain, right? Who doesn't want that? Better than a pill. It also helps slow our aging process, right? So without getting too technical, on the tips of DNA, that's a picture of a strand of DNA, by the way, there's these caps on it called telomeres. It's kind of like a little tape at the end of a shoelace that kind of protects the ends from fraying. And when we age, those telomeres start to fray and our DNA, doesn't stay as accurate as it was before, and mistakes are made with the transcription, and then we age more, okay? But when we practice love and kindness meditation, it actually prevents the telomeres from getting shortened and damaged. So it preserves our DNA and it prevents aging process. Okay, pretty cool, right? All right, mental health benefits of love and kindness. And you knew this was coming, right? So it actually helps improve emotional regulation. Okay, all you GBT fans out there, you could add this to your emotion regulation practice. It helps increase our positive emotions. Why not? I mean, we're stirring up positive emotions by doing this, right? It decreases our negative emotions. It also helps decrease depression, symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. Who would have thought of that one? Now that's a pretty big one, right? Sometimes you need heavy medication to manage schizophrenia. Okay, it also helps you decrease self-criticism. Why? Because you're wishing yourself well. And you'll find that if you do loving kindness on a regular basis, you're going to catch yourself wishing yourself well, even in between doing a formal practice. It becomes like a habit of mind. Okay, so it helps to replace some of these automatic self-critical thoughts. Because think about it, like how often do we practice criticizing ourselves? You know what I mean? Right? Probably over and over and over again. So if we practice positive loving kindness thoughts, wishing ourselves well, that becomes a new practice of mind, and that becomes something that starts popping into mind more automatically. Oh, okay, got it? All right. Interpersonal benefits of loving kindness. As you could imagine, imagining yourself wishing people well kind of helps your relationships in real life because it changes the way you feel about people. So it increases our feelings of social connection, right? Compassion, which is being with somebody in their time of suffering and wanting to help alleviate that suffering, and empathy. So putting yourself in someone's shoes and kind of feeling a little bit of what they're feeling, right? And we all can empathize with each other because we all want to be happy and free from suffering, right? You tend to be more helpful when you practice loving kindness because you kind of see the good in people and you feel motivated to want to help them. And it also decreases bias, right? So if I'm just wishing love and kindness to everyone and every type of person in the world, and I notice that we all have in common that we want to be happy and free from suffering, I feel less focused on our differences and my tendency to judge people, okay? All right, so I'm going to end in a slightly different way than usual, okay? I haven't done this before, but this is a poem called More Love, Not Less by Matt Kahn. And if you guys haven't heard about Matt Kahn, you should definitely check him out. He has like 1 million videos on YouTube. He's an amazing spiritual teacher. I've learned a ton from this guy. Definitely check him out. He also has 3 books, and one is called Whatever Arises, Love That. So he doesn't call it loving kindness, but it's definitely the same type of theme, okay? So I'm going to read this to you, all right? So I hope you like it. I often share it with my groups and even some individuals. But this really captures the gist of why we do loving kindness, not multi-kindness, you know. Okay, so here we go. When I'm sad, I deserve more love, not less. When I'm angry, I deserve more love, not less. When I'm frustrated, I deserve more love, not less. Whenever I'm hurt, heartbroken, ashamed, or feeling guilty, I deserve more love, not less. Even when I'm embarrassed by my actions, I deserve more love, not less. Equally so, when I'm proud of myself, I deserve more love, not less. No matter how I feel, I deserve more love, not less. Despite what I think, I deserve more love, not less. No matter the past I've survived, I deserve more love, not less. No matter what remains up ahead, I deserve more love, not less. On my worst day, I deserve more love, not less. Even when life seems cruel and confusing, I deserve more love, not less. When no one is here to give me what I need, I deserve more love, not less. In remembering the greatest way I can serve the world, I deserve more love, not less. No matter what I'm able to accept, whomever I cannot forgive, or whatever I'm unable to love for whatever reason, I deserve more love, not less. Okay, so an important reminder, okay, unconditional love for yourself and all the struggling parts, all right? So finally, just wanted to share a few resources with you, okay? If you want to read up more about loving kindness, I recommend the book Loving Kindness by Sharon Salzberg, who I mentioned earlier. Awakening Loving Kindness by Pema Chodron, who's an amazing Buddhist teacher as well. She's a Buddhist nun. Both of them very pleasant to listen to. You could look them up on YouTube as well. And Matt Kahn's book, Whatever Rises, Love That. okay? If you want some guided practice for loving kindness meditation, it's very easy to find. Just look it up on a meditation app such as Insight Timer or even on YouTube, and you could easily find one that's guided for you. Otherwise, you could certainly just guide yourself, okay? So thanks for listening, guys. I hope that brings a little more love in your life, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye for now.